Peace, peace. I'm coming to you today with some startling revelation information that's going to change your life. We have all been looking and searching for God in a book, and the whole time not realizing that we are God. In flesh, we are God. You niggas, you Negroes, is God and goddesses. We made everything. Everything comes from us. And I can prove it. We are God walking in flesh, in human form. Now, once again, I'm going to prove this with science. We don't need the Bible. We don't need the Quran. We don't need any book. We predate the Bible. We predate the Egyptian hieroglyphics. We predate all of that. We are God. I am. We don't need to go by any labels. None of that stuff. We are God in flesh. Now, let's do this. The sacred name of God was called Ni or nigger. The oldest name for God is nigger. Who do they call niggers? Black people. Negroes. Negroes. Now, I've proven this already, right? The sacred letter N. They said that the perfect number of God is 7. Right? That's what they say. Now, so you have here, like I said, the oldest name for God is nigger. Nobody gave us that name. We gave ourselves that name, niggers. Okay? So now we know that. We're going to show you where does God come from. Where do we come from? What is the human body made of? So, I want to play this clip for you. Listen to this.
No. I am, in case y'all didn't know, take a basic science class, right, with 70% water.
We are 70% water. So let's look at the human body. Human body. The human body, right? Let's look this up. So you got human body mass, right? We're about to prove this. We are God in flesh. You Negroes, you black woman and man, you are God. You made everything. You just forgotten. This is the biggest secret ever. The biggest secret. Human body mass. So you got science. Science don't believe in nothing. Science wants to know. Science, human body elements. Let's see what the human body is made of. God started off as an atom with total darkness. This total darkness is what the atheists call the Big Bang. We're going to prove this, that it's black folks, that we are God in flesh. We made every damn thing you see that's walking, breathing, all of that stuff. The Masons know it as well. So it says almost 99% of mass of the human body is made up of 6 elements. Oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and calcium and phosphorus, and ether. Okay? This is what makes up the human body. We are made up of elements. elements. Oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus, and things like that. This is what makes us up. Elements. We are made of energy. Okay? Now listen to this.
So 70% of me will go back to order, and the other 30% is elements. And now you're talking about spiritual energy. You're really talking about sun energy, solar. We live in a solar system, live in a sun system, or we live in a soul system, S-O-U-L or S-O-L. That's why we're the children of soul. You know, you got soul. So really, there is nowhere for us to go. We'll go back from where we came. We come from the earth. We come from the cosmos. Literally speaking, we're stardust. We're dust, literally. That's just science. We're stardust. We'll go back to stars. Because we are stars. We're the children of the sun. But we just don't know.
The children of the sun, the S-U-N. Why do you think that our bodies are, black folks, niggas, our bodies are immune to the sun? It doesn't hurt us. Because we made it. We made everything you see. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove to you what the Masons know about Negroes. And you need to know about what the atom. Let's talk about the atom. Hold on.
Because we follow someone else's ancestor. That's right. We don't die. Niggas just multiply. That's right. That's basic. If the world was to crack up the day tomorrow, you're going to have some black people running around. You already know it. You already know it. You already got it.
So this sister asked this brother, what's going to happen to us when we die? See, this is the thing. Black folks, you niggas, are afraid to die. Because you're afraid because somebody told you you're going to go to hell. You're afraid to question life. But I'm gonna get that out of your head today. You are God. If you are a black man and black woman, you are God walking in flesh. God walking in flesh. My boss came in here. My boss came on the job last night when I got off work, and he saw this book I was reading. And he said, "Hey man, what you know about that book you read? What you know about that book?" He said, "Man, if I told you stuff in that book, I'll mess your head up." I said, I don't think you could. So I had texted him last night, and I said, "What you know about that book I was reading?" He said, "A lot." He said, I know a lot about that book." I said, "What if I told you that we are God walking in flesh? And the whole world knows it?" He said, "I would say you are 100% right." Now, by him being my boss, and by me working in my job for 4 years now, we have never talked about religion or any type of belief system. We are God walking in flesh. Now, let's do this. You're God walking in flesh. You just don't know it. You forgot. You have forgotten. You have forgotten who you are. You have forgotten who you are. We are God in flesh. And the whole world knows it. So when you call black folks niggas, you call them God. It says here that when the term nigger is uttered, it is merely an expression meaning, "Master, you are my God. I am here to worship you." So when you call the black man and black woman, you're calling them God, because we are God. God and goddesses. We predate the Bible. We predate everything. God started off in total darkness. Now, let's look up the atom, right? We just found out what the human body is made of. We are made up of elements: oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, and phosphorus and ether. Now, let's prove to you that the complete number for God is 7. Now watch this. To show you that the oldest name for God, for us, is nigger, is the sacred N-word. The sacred N word is the oldest word in the world. The oldest letter in the world. Now let's prove to you that the letter N. So this said we made up of oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and nitrogen. N, right? So let's open up another window. And let's type in the scientific elements. The scientific chart. Science chart of elements. The periodic table, chart of all elements. Right? We are made up of the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars. This is basic science. Science wants to know. Theology said they study the nature of God. They want to know what God is. So let's see. Okay, so to prove to you that the complete number of God is N, look at this. They said we are made up of hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. Those are the four major elements that make us up. Now remember I said that the complete number for God is the number 7. And the oldest name for God is the sacred letter N. Now watch this. Let's go to science. Let's go to the scientific chart and watch what number pops up. Watch what letter pops up. Check this out. Look at this. See, you have hydrogen as number 1, right? We are made up of that. We are made up of carbon, right? And right here it says 6 is carbon. 666, carbon. 7 is N, nitrogen. Did you see this? The complete number of God is N on this damn chart. On the scientific element chart, they have N as 7. That's the oldest name for God is 7. The complete number of God is 7. Nitrogen. The same stuff you made up of, that's the oldest name for God is the letter N. What a big coincidence. What a big coincidence. We are God walking in flesh, and the whole world knows this. They know it. They know it. Why do you think God said, do not worship anything in heaven and earth, above earth or beneath earth? Heaven above earth or below earth. Now, let's do this. Let's go to the Big Bang. Let's see what the Big Bang says. Let's do this. I'm proving to you that you black women and men are God in flesh. You made everything. If it wasn't for us, the whole world, the whole universe would not be in existence. So in the beginning, nigger the beginning, when you say in the beginning, you're saying in. Niggas. Niggas. We are the source of life. Big Bang. Big Bang Theory. Let's see what the Big Bang Theory says about how things came into existence. Let's see. And I'm about to make a part 2 to this, I will. Big Bang Theory. So you got the Big Bang Theory. You don't want the sitcom, you want the Big Bang. This is what science says. They say everything started off with the Big Bang. That's how life started. So it says the Big Bang Theory is a prevailing cosmological model for the observable universe, right? And they talk about dark energy, right? They talk about dark energy. So here you go. Physical cosmology, Big Bang, universe, age universe, and the chronology of universe, the time. It's talking about time, right? Now, check this out. Science talks about the Big Bang. They talk about a dark energy, existence, ether, or dark matter. Now, let's go back here. Let's go back here to this book right here, the Hermetic Bible Dictionary. So I'm solving your question that you've been asking your whole life. You've been looking for God in a book not knowing the whole time that you are God. I'm going to prove it with the Masons. The Masons know this. The Masons know it. So right here, when you talk about the circular letter N, right? The symbol N is the world's oldest recorded divine mystic letter, and is the original name of God. So it's the oldest letter, and this letter N so happens to be on this scientific chart, and it happens to be the number 7 for nitrogen, that one of the elements that makes us up. Niggas. Everybody. Now, so you have here the letter N. The Negro Egyptians identified the deity N as the dark, watery abyss, or a frantic, violent force which formed the universe called the Big Bang by today's scientists. And every conceivable thought from the letter N, from the beginning, evolved to the letter A. You see that? Scientists call the Big Bang a dark, watery abyss or darkness. And nigger the beginning. Now, let's talk about the atom. Not the ADAM, but the ATOM. The atom. Let's see what that's. We are made of molecules, elements. It says atoms as a source of nuclear energy. We are a walking bomb. We are a walking bomb. So, that's why you niggas need to learn science. An atom is the smallest constituent unit of ordinary matter that has the properties of a chemical element. Every solid, liquid, gas, and plasma is composed of neutral or ionized atoms. Let's click on chemical element. The chemical element is a species of atoms having the same number of protons in their atomic nuclei. That is the same atomic number. For example, the atomic number of oxygen is 8. So the element oxygen consists of all atoms which have exactly 8 protons. Now let's click on the chart. So, click on the chart. Hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. And don't forget about the 5th element, is ether. It's ether. So 7 is N, and N is the oldest word for God, nigger, and it happens to be on this chart. So you black African American Negroes and niggas, African American Negroes, if you a black man or black woman, you are the reason for life, for all creation. And the whole world knows it, especially the Masons. They know it. They know it. You are God in flesh. So you started off as this. You started out as dark matter. The dark matter is the woman's womb. Every man who is born into this world comes from the woman's womb. And out of the woman's womb formed the atom. So you have the God and goddess. Co-parent creation. A unit. It wasn't just God by himself. The woman was there too. Dark matter. Dark matter is a hypothetical form of matter that is thought to account for approximately 85% of the matter in the universe and about a quarter of its total energy density. Okay? And you talk about electromagnetic spectrum. Why do you think the sun cannot harm niggas? Because we made it. We are immune to it. But when it comes down to these white folks, it burns their ass up. Why do you think they made the movie called Blade? We're the daywalkers. We are the children of the sun. Not the S-O-N, the S-U-N. Why do you think they're trying to block the sun out with chemtrails? The sun is our energy. The sun, the S-U-N, is what brightens up our day. So you have dark energy. And physical cosmology and astronomy, Dark energy is an unknown form of energy which is hypothesized to permeate all the space, tending to accelerate the expansion of the universe. Okay? And they call, now look what they call the black body. Black body. You know what the black stone in Mecca is? The black cube? That's the black man. The Muslims go around the black stone 7 times. That's the complete number of God. When those people go over there in Iraq and they stick their head in that stone, that's the black woman's vagina. They worship you in secret. Now, you have black body. A black body, or a black body, is an idealized physical body that absorbs all incident electromagnetic radiation, regardless of frequency or angle of incidence. A white body is one with a rough surface that reflects all incidents, rays completely and uniformly in all directions. So, black folks, we are immune to electromagnetic radiation. What is electromagnetic radiation? It is UV rays and X-rays and gamma rays. Black folks, what is UV light? UV light designates a band of electromagnetic spectrum with a wavelength. UV light, UV radiation is present in sunlight. Sunlight. UV light, this is the same light that Blade used on the vampires in Blade 1 and Blade 2. But it didn't harm Blade because he's a daywalker. He's a child of God. He is God. Now, you have here ionizing radiation. And it talks about ionizing radiation that carries enough energy to detach electrons from atoms or molecules. Okay? So we are immune to this stuff. It don't affect us. We can stand in the sun there in 4 or 5 hours, don't got to put on no sunscreen at all. But when you get to these white folks, they got to put on sunscreen, they got to get in tanning beds. So the sun, what is the sun made of? The elements. The sun is composed of hydrogen, helium, oxygen, carbon, ion, neon, nitrogen, silicon, magnesium, and sulfur. We are made of the elements. We made it. We are God in flesh. But you forgot who the hell you are. Well, I'm here, guess what? Today's a brand new day. I'm here to wake your ass up. You predate the commandments. You predate the Bible on paper. You predate the Sumerian clay tablets. The Sumerian clay tablets. You are the source of life. NGR. Now, let's go here to, let's look up what science. Let's look at the word science. Science is looking for the God particle. And not knowing when they walk past a black Negro, they're walking past God. They're looking for God, but guess what? You are God. So let's look up science. Definition of science. Science says the state of knowing. Science wants to know. They don't want to guess nothing. They want to know. They don't want to believe in a damn thing. They want to know. Science wants to know. Now, let me close some of these windows. It says science. Science, the state of knowing. Knowing as distinguished from ignorance or misunderstanding. Now, let's look up the word theology. So science is the study of something. They want to know. You got theology. Theology. Theology is the study of religious faith, practice, and experience, especially the study of God. Theology is the study of God. They're trying to study what God is. You are God. You are God, you black man and black woman. You're walking in flesh. You made every damn thing. Let's go here to prove it. The book of God, an encyclopedia proof that the black man is God. The black man and black woman is God. Check this out. One second. You are God walking in flesh. You made every damn thing. We look at the birds, the trees, the sun, the moon, the stars. You made that. In the Bible, God says, do not worship anything in heaven above or earth beneath, with the planets and things like that. Now check this out. The black God in history. 100 amazing facts about the Negro. J. Rogers. Nearly all the ancient gods of the old and new world were black and had woolly hair. From their texture of hair, I am inclined to assign to the Buddha of India, the Fuhi of China, the Zaha of the Japanese, the Quetzalcoatl of the Mexicans, the same and indeed an African or rather Nubian origin. All the gods worldwide were blacks, were black Negroes. They had woolly hair. Gopi Higgins, Aneclipsis. He says, we have found that the black complexion or something related to it whenever we have approached the origin of nations. The alma mater, the goddess Multimami, the founders of the oracles, the menon of first idols, were always black. Venus, Jupiter, Apollo, Bacchus, Hercules, Astaroth, Adonis, Horus, Apis, Osiris, and Amun. In short, all the deities were black. They remain as they were in very ancient times. So when you worship planets, you're worshiping yourself. When you pray to God, guess who you're praying to? You're praying to yourself. To prove to you that we are God in flesh, and we are able to raise the dead, let's just say you say, hey, Brother John, I'm having a cookout. Come on over to the house. Within those 2 minutes I call you, I say, I'm on my way. Had the door open. I come up to your house, and your loved one opens the door, and they say, hey, Mike just passed out. He's unconscious. He's not breathing. Me, I'm certified in CPR. I perform my CPR training on you. I start I start doing my chest compressions on your heart. And I'm pumping blood back into your heart to get your heart pumping. And now I perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And I have to breathe air back into your lungs to get you breathing again, to bring you back to life. So once I pump air into your lungs, once I breathe air into your lungs and you come back to life, what have I just done? I have just raised you from the dead. I have just performed what they call back in the Bible times a miracle. And now your loved one is going to say, oh, thank God. God came right on time. What God? God in the sky or me, God the man? You are God, you black man and black woman. You're God in flesh. So what you did was, we started out in total darkness. That's why I'm telling your ass to get this book called the Book of God, an encyclopedia of proof that the black man is God. I don't need to do any commandments. I don't need to read any Bible passages. None of that stuff. When you read Daniel 7:9, and it said, the ancient of days did sit, he had hair of wool and feet as burnt brass, that's you. That's you they're describing. You're God. They're describing you. Now, 3 stages of God's physical evolution. It started off in evolution. Now, God as the all. Excuse me. God as the all. Right? So, you have God as the all energy. Right here. This black substance. Then you have this O. And then it starts God as a point, an atom. And then you have God as the diameter. Man, 6. Okay? So here, this is you down here. Physical body. The vehicle of all 6 principles. So the spirit, the soul, the vehicle of the spirit, the mind, the animal soul, the vehicle of the mind, and life. The astral body, the vehicle of life. Now let me show you here that when you stand out in the sun, guess what you're looking at? Guess what you're looking at? I'm going to prove it to you. So in Indian culture, they call it the astral body. You go to astral projection. They say when you go to sleep at night, you have an out-of-body experience and you can see your spirit. In Egypt, they call it the shiut, your shadow. So when you stand in light, or you stand under the sun, guess what you're looking at? Your astral body, your spirit, your soul. And guess what color it is? It's dark. It's black. Let's go here to what the Masons know about God and who they know God is. The secret of all ages. The secret of God and the ancient mysteries. The knowledge of God has been closely guarded secret for over 50,000 years. The secret was held by the mysteries and the secret societies. Manly P. Hall says of the great mysteries of ancient Egypt, there was a secret theological system in which God was considered as the grand man, and conversely, man as the little God. Now, you want to say, oh, you going off of Masonic books. Well, guess what? Your Bible was written by Freemasons. You believe that? And Edward Skews, Hermes, and Plato, teacher from the mysteries, is quoted instructing his student, remember that there are 2 main keys to knowledge. The first is, quote, the without is like the within of things. The small is like the large. There is only one law, and he who works is one. And this is the second. Men are mortal gods, and gods are immortal men. Happy the man who understands these words, for he holds the key to all things. Nesta Webster, in her Secret Societies and Subversion Movement, says, the war now begins between the 2 principles. The Christian conception of man reaching up to God, and the Secret Society conception of man as God. The Pope knows that the black man is God. U.S. Anderson, who has spent almost all his adult years studying secret societies and esoteric learning, reveals their secret in his book, The 3 Magic Words. You are God. The veil removed. This is the infallible secret, the ultimate illumination, the key to peace and power. You are God. Though this knowledge is not new, it has been exceedingly rare and held among very few men. U.S. Anderson sounds very much like Elijah Muhammad, who said, you are walking around looking for a God to bow to and worship. You are the God. One of the most famous ancient mysteries patterned after the Egyptian rites were the Eleusinian mysteries from Greece, 1400 BC. Allegedly found by the Emelopas, these mysteries instructed her white initiates into the secret of the black god. Eliphas Levi, in the History of Magic, says, it was only after the initiate of the Eleusinian mysteries had passed victoriously through all the tests, had seen and touched the holy things, that if he were judges strong enough to withstand the last and most dreadful secret, a veiled priest passed him at flying pace and uttered in his ear the enigmatic words, Osiris is a black god. Masonry and the secret of God. This is what Masons know. The secret of Masonry. The most popular of secret societies is man is God and God is a black man. This is the secret of the White Lodge. If you are a nigga and you are a black woman or black man, you are God. You made everything that we see. Without us, life would not exist. When you look at the ocean, you made that. When you look at the birds, if you have animals at home, a dog or cat, look at that dog or cat and say, hey, did you realize I'm the reason your ass is breathing? Today is a new day. Today is a new day. All the questions that you've been looking for, you've been looking for God in the book, guess what? Close the damn book, throw the fucking book in the garbage, excuse my language, and guess what? You are God, walking in flesh. You forgot. But guess what? I'm here to wake your black ass up. So it says here, our Prince Hall brothers have a different masonry from the whites, which is why whites keep the lodge and shrine segregated. The nature of God is revealed through the symbols of masonry. Harold Walden Percival, a master mason, says in his book for Masons entitled Masonry and its Symbols that the accumulation of the Masonic purpose is represented by a temple, lodge, filled with engulfed lights. This man as God. He says man's physical body is the lodge in which all the degrees are worked. The ground floor is the pelvic section. The middle chamber is the abdominal section. The sanctuarium is the thoracic section. The royal ark is the physical and its atmosphere completes. The top of the head represents the keystone. Now, it says here that the engulfed light which fills the temple or lodge is the three great lights of masonry, Bible, square, and compass, which represents the triune self of man. This triune self is divided into the doer, thinker, and knower, and is represented by the 3 degrees, apprentice, fellowcraft, and master mason. The master mason is the knower, which represents God. Allah introduces himself in the Holy Quran. I, Allah, am the best knower, Percival says. After the candidate has raised the degree of master mason, he represents the doer, thinker, and knower, each developed to its capacity and coordinated so that they are a trinity, the triune self. This trinity is in masonry represented by the right angle triangle in the lodge. We quote Blavatsky again, or Madame Blavatsky, quote, the triangle being a symbol of the deity everywhere. It says here that the body as a whole is King Solomon's temple. The entrance or first step is the prostate. The second step symbolizes the kidneys. The third, the adrenals. The fourth, the heart. The fifth, the lungs. The sixth, the pituitary body. And the seventh, the pineal gland. The word of the Mason is the name of God. As we saw earlier, the name of God is composed of a first name possessing 3 letters and a last name possessing 4 letters. Percival says the first name is found in the last letters of the names of the 3 ruffians who murdered Hiram, Hiram of Beth, Jubilo, and Jubilon. Percival says. Now, let's read this. Why do unbelievers? Okay, this is the priest. Let's see. Okay, check this out. This is what Masons go through. The figure produced is not just that of a human body, but of a black body. It says once a Mason has earned his 32nd degree, he has the option of joining the mystic shrine, where he will earn the honorary 33rd degree. He then leaves the square Bible, and starts to use the compass Quran. It is in the shrine where the secrets of masonry are revealed. The reality of Allah, the original man, is made fully manifest to those whites who are so privileged to receive the honorary degree. They then began calling themselves Muslims, Muslim sons. During the initiation into the shrine, according to the former shriner Jim Shaw, the Grand Poobah says these words to the candidate: by the assistance of Allah and decree of Muhammad, by the legendary sanctity of our tabernacle at Mecca, we greet you in the commemoration of the Arab faith as sincere. You will now be permitted to proceed in the rites and ceremonies of the Mystic Shrine. After marching the candidates to a design area in the temple, the gong sounds. The Grand Poobah and the assistant rabbin proclaim, "Who is he who has professed to have conversed in person with the Supreme and marked himself the mightiest of his Muhammad?" And they do the gong. What shall the men who have reflected with adherence that which the Prophet Muhammad have revealed? Wherefore their work shall not prevail. Do they not travel the earth and see the ends of those who went before them? And they're doing this initiation. It says, these are wealthy, influential white men proclaiming that Allah, the black man, is God. Such is the secret of masonry. Look what the Vatican knows. The secret of the Vatican. The church has many secrets. One of the most important and closely guarded was revealed during an incident connected with the relic of the Apostle Peter. Peter is considered the beloved of Jesus, and as such was he upon whom Jesus founded his church. The papal see is supposed to be the legacy of St. Peter. The Vatican claims him as the founder and the Pope is his successor. Peter had a particular chair he sat in that would later become the property of the Vatican, who celebrated a festival in its honor every January 18th. Okay? Every January 18th. Every January 18th, the chair was exhibited for the adoration of the people. In 1662, however, the festival was abruptly terminated. Let's drop down here, right? And it talks about these things. And it says, when the wicked French got possession of Rome, they did not fail to examine this celebrated relic. And lo, in addition, the laborers of Hercules, they discovered engraved upon it in Arabic letters, the Mohammedan Confession of Faith. The so-called Mohammedan Confession of Faith is this Arabic word, meaning, I bear witness there is no God but Allah. That God, black God, is not Hercules, he is Allah, the original man. Higgins concludes, I can scarcely conceive a more marked proof of the nature of the secret doctrine of the conclave Vatican. The Vatican knows that the black man and woman is God. They bow down to Jesus and Mary as their God. We are God in flesh. We made everything you see. I am God. You black man and woman is God. When they say Adam fell, he didn't fall into sin. He didn't sin, he fell into skin. They talk about the seven chakras, right? Okay. So it says, this is Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, the Father is our own kind. He wants to make you and me not just believers, but gods. Every one of you, according to what he, Master Farah Muhammad, has taught me, will be gods. There is no doubt that we are really gods, but we just lost our power and knowledge, as shown in the parable of Jesus. Salt is good as long as it has saving power. When it no longer has saving power, it is not good for anything, but to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. This is referring to us. We had knowledge, and we will be powerful when we are restored to what we originally were. But we have been robbed of power through depriving us of knowledge of self. It says, Allah has taught me that He would like to restore you. You have lost everything of self. Now He wants to restore you back to self. He didn't just come here to show us who we. He didn't just come here to show us who He was. He came here to show us who He was, who we are, and then make us rulers. We are God. We are God in flesh. We're God in flesh. We are God in flesh. DNA. DNA is what makes you up. DNA is an acronym for deoxyribonucleic acid. Here we find the secret of God. Dr. Ali Muhammad, excuse me, 1 second. If I have to make a part two to this, I will. So here's your DNA. The DNA double helix. We are carbon-7 beings. You black, African-American, Negroes. You niggas. Dr. Ali Muhammad suggested in 1988 an interesting etymological breakdown of the word. He suggested that deoxy is related to the Latin root Dios, meaning God. Rebo is related to the Arabic RB, red rock. This means the Lord which nourishes a thing stage by stage during its evolutionary development toward perfection. Nucleate meaning center. Thus, deoxyribonucleic means that at the center of every cell there is God. The Lord which nourishes stage by stage our human development towards the perfection of our being. We are God in flesh. We made every damn thing. You can unsubscribe from my channel all you want. I don't give a damn. I'm not here for your subscribes. I'm not here for your likes. I'm not here for none of that. I have just woken you up to who you are. You have been looking for God in this book, going to church all your life, praying to God, not knowing you are praying to yourself. If you want something to happen in this life, in your life, and you pray to God, you say, oh, dear God, bless me with a job. If you don't get up and make that thing happen, it ain't going to happen. When you pray to God, you're praying to yourself. This is the biggest secret worldwide. You are God. You are God. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Niggas, you Negroes, you black men and women, you are God. You're God. The atom. Allah, the original man, the black man and woman, the atom, and the origin of the cosmos. It may be hard for most people to grasp the fact that this sub-microscopic entity called the atom is the root of God and man. As we will see, however, this was understood perfectly by our ancestors. Because this atom is so important, a detailed description is in order. The atom, as discovered previously is a bundle of energy. The Standard Dictionary defines the atom as a center of force, a phase of electrical phenomena, a center of energy active through its own eternal makeup. Though the atom was believed to be the basic building blocks of all things, it is now known to be composed of several subatomic particles. In the nucleus of the atom, which accounts for approximately 98% of its mass, as the sun, SUN, accounts for approximately 98% of the mass of the solar system, there is the positive proton and the neutron, which has no charge. You see that? We are made of atoms. We are a ticking time bomb. So this is the atom. It started off as this in dark matter, in dark ether. Started off as this as the atom. This what we start off as, God. And he's spinning. And then he went from this to the nucleus, to the proton and neutrons. And then he went from this, the hadron, and then he went to a quark, the atom, this, and it says down here, component parts of the atom. 1, 2, 3. These are this is what makes us up. So I got 5 minutes left. So you got this shape right here, the ophoric egg. Okay? And you talk about photons, neutrons, lights, things of that nature. Okay? It says in Egypt, the creator God was also the first man. In fact, George G.M. James, in his monumental work Stolen Legacy, says the atom of science was named by the Greeks after this Egyptian god-man that evolved therefrom. He says the name Atum, or Atum, A-T-U-M, means self-created, everything, and nothing. Combination of positive and negative. Principles, all-inclusiveness, the all. These of course are all attributes of Allah, the original man, the self-created, all in all. Allah means all in all. You black men and black women, you Negroes, you niggas are the reason that everything came into existence. We are the source of life. We are the creation. We are God walking in flesh, and we have forgotten who the hell we are. But guess what? I'm here to wake your black ass up to who you are. The scripture says the word of God will cut any individual sharper than two-edged sword, piercing the separating the soul, joints and marrow. The genuine name of the Supreme Creator has a similar, if not an equal impact. To hear, speak, or even contemplate the true name of God definitely have a profound effect on one's psyche. The brain and its mental faculties are immediately electrified upon hearing, speaking, and the mere thought of God's original name, nigger. The name nigger is the most powerful word in the universe, having a megaton effect on the human intellect like a hydrogen bomb, which leaves its victims in a fixed, hallucinated, traumatic state, as if an electrical current has passed through one's body, greatly disrupting all levels of organic functioning. There should be no other word in the world to have such an impact on human psyche other than the name of God. To prove that you are a being made of energy, fill your bathtub with water, plug in the radio, and drop the radio in the bath water, and what's going to happen to you? Your ass is going to get electrocuted. Take a fork and stick it in the wall, and what's going to happen to you? Your ass is going to get electrocuted. Take a battery and put it on the tip of your tongue, and what's going to happen to you? Your ass is going to get electrocuted. We are energy. We are the source of creation. We are the source of life. Water in the ocean is salt. When you sweat and cry, what is that? Salt. We are the salt of the earth. You can't just talk the Bible. You got to live it. This is 7 years for me. This is it. This is the end. I have just completed my life journey. I will not be uploading any more lessons. I'm done. That's it. There's nothing else for me to learn. I have just figured out who and what God is. I have the key of life. I have found the key of knowledge. The whole time I have been looking for God in the book, I am God, walking in flesh. Walking in flesh.
Okay. So,
Do you get that?
That's what I meant.
No, do you get that though? Do you
Yeah, I
understand?
get that. But my other question is your spirit. Of course, with whatever it is here.
You
What
mean my
believe.
energy? My energy.
Right, your energy.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you think your energy goes?
I got 5 children. They have my energy.
Okay, so you believe. So okay, that's
No, I
my
know
question.
that
So
they
you
will
know
continue life.
that. Okay, so when your life, your energy goes into your children. If you don't have any children, your energy just goes nowhere.
No. I am, in case y'all didn't know, take a basic science class, right? With 70% water. So 70% of...
We are 70% water. This is science. This is science. There it is. Oxygen. Oxygen. What is oxygen? Water. H2O. 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 Oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus, and ether. Ether. We are made up of the elements of the universe. We are the guardians of the galaxy. The sun is altering our DNA. It is changing us into something. What is it changing us back into? What is the sun about to change us back into? Immortal. Immortals. Immortal beings. We are immortal. We are the first and last. We are the beginning and the end. They can't even date us. They can't date niggas. They cannot date us. They can't even date this sacred N-word. They can't put a date on that. So when you say in the beginning, you're saying nigger. Nigger the beginning. Niggers are the reason. We are the reason that you see life. Here. The Bible's comment. In the beginning will purely or surely become nigger the beginning.
People go back to order. And the other 30% is elements. And now you're talking about spiritual energy. You're really talking about sun energy. Energy. Solar. We live in a solar system. Live in a sun system. Or we live in a soul system. S-O-U-L or S-O-L. That's why we're the children of soul. You know, you got soul. So really there is nowhere for us to go. We'll go back from where we came. We come from the earth. We come from the cosmos. Literally speaking, we're stardust. That's right. We're dust, literally. That's just science. We're stardust. We'll go back to stars. Because we are stars. We're the children of the sun. But we just don't know it. Because we follow someone else's ancestor. That's right.
Look, people, look. You can unsubscribe to my channel. You can throw that Bible in the garbage. You predate the Bible. You predate words. You predate words. It says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Earth was without form and darkness. What was darkness? What was darkness? Darkness. Darkness. The letter N. The symbol N is the world's oldest divine mystic letter. We just proved that the N is the number 7 on the scientific periodic chart. It says N existed before the beginning and is the first letter or word mentioned in the Bible. The Negro Egyptians identified the deity N as a dark, watery abyss, or a frantic, violent force which formed the universe called the Big Bang by scientists today. Here, I'm proving that we are God. The whole world knows this. This is a bigger secret. Forget those aliens, all that bullshit. No. We are God in flesh. We made everything. God spun himself. We spun ourselves into man. The atom was spinning at a very fast vibrational rate, and we have spun ourselves into a slow density of vibration to interact with this physical world. Energy is the root of air and thus the root of spirit. We are God in flesh. Blackman and Blackwoman, you are God. You are God. You are God. God and goddesses. Click and subscribe to my channel. I hope this has been a uplifting, encouraging message. You don't have to search for God anymore. You have to read him you don't have to read about God in a book. Any book. Throw those books in the garbage. Throw them in the trash. Forget those. You don't have to know commandments. You made the commandments. You made the commandments. Peace.